Hey folks, Trucker Flip here. I want to talk about something serious. All right, so I'm gonna take all this goofy stuff off, and I want to talk to you about something that a lot of people are afraid to talk about, and it's nothing to be ashamed about. It's called mental health. Some part of our lives, we experience trauma. It can be anything. It can be losing a loved one, seeing a loved one go through some bad times, health-wise, getting injured or something, brother or sister, mother, father, a good friend or whatever. Be something that happens in your life. And it really takes a toll on us up here. And we try to hide it because we're afraid to admit sometimes we need help. Some people think by saying, hey, I need to talk to somebody, people think you're weak. False. I've been in and out of therapy for, I want to say, over 25 years, in and out. Part of the reason is because of my health insurance. I have my work schedule. It's hard because I'm a trucker. It's hard for me to make an appointment to see a therapist and all. But with today's technology, therapists are using it to work with people. Hypnotherapists, therapies, they're using the technology that I'm using right now to get to you. Instead, it's live one-on-one chatting. Okay, they're FaceTiming people, so you don't have to be in the office with them. This virus, they have found a positive thing to come out of it. People in the medical field, my fire department, my brothers and sisters, we're using a website to keep our online training going. We get together on our training night. Our chief, has 2 computers in front of him, or some other assistant chiefs have 2 computers, and we're doing online training to stay up to date. How to go about our training, because we can't get together physically. My therapist, I was talking to her this past Saturday, is telling me how she's doing the same thing too. She's calling people on the phone, or now she's turning to online chatting, so it feels like you're in the room talking to each other. Well, I want to share some of my experiences that I've been through, and I'm hoping I can encourage people to feel good, to reach out to a therapist or hypnotherapist, okay? One of the things that people don't realize they have is PTSD, post-traumatic stress syndrome. And everybody thinks, oh, it's only what the military gets. People in the military, in combat, or a police officer who's out there helping people. Maybe, a call goes bad. Wrong. All of us get it. It can be from the slightest thing, like I said earlier in my video, okay? It could be you being involved in a car accident, an accident yourself, any type of accident, or anything you see. For example, you're sitting at a red light, and the light turns green. 2 cars in front of you take off, but someone blows a red light, just seconds before you get in the intersection. That can really mess you up here. All right? Anytime you see intersection, it can make you scared. All right? That's post-traumatic stress. People in the fire service, medical service, we deal with it all the time. And we're promoting it now to get help. There's nothing wrong with it. Please. I'm going to share one of my experiences. Back in February 2019, I had a really bad truck accident. Not going to get too much details what went wrong, but I rear-ended another truck. But prior to that, I came home one day, and my wife's health went really downhill quick. And I think that also messed me up too. I came home, I got her to the hospital and all, and she just kept going down and down and down. And I thought I was dealing with it in a good ways. I was exercising, doing breathing techniques that I learned from people and all. Truck accident, I think it was my tipping point. Anytime I saw an accident on the highway, if I was just driving by, or even out with my brothers and sisters with the fire department here, I would break out in cold sweats. I would have nightmares. I would I had to walk away sometimes, park my truck on the side of the road to calm myself down, or with the fire department, just deal with it, and then when I got back, walk away sometimes when I got, after the call was done with, and it got worse and worse. Then I am so grateful that me and this gentleman I'm honored to call a great friend crossed paths years ago. And he's a fellow trucker, and something he experienced in his life that drove him to become a hypnotherapist. And he studied about mental health. He had some problems himself. And even today, he shares a lot of good stuff with me. And back in June, my problems got really, really bad. And I knew enough to reach out for help. There's nothing wrong with it. Trust me, there's nothing wrong with it. My one assistant, my deputy chief in my fire department, tells people there's nothing wrong. He's a big promoter of it. He goes, look, you need help, call me. He doesn't care if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, call him. He will answer that phone. He will come out. He will help you get the professional help you need. So don't be afraid. I know it's tough at times, because these therapists do cost money. Insurance, some of them take health insurance, some of them won't take health insurance, so we have to pay out of our pockets, or we get the co-pays. But don't give up. Keep looking for people. There's one thing I do want to promote. This gentleman right here, if you can see. I hope you can see it. Dion's New World Order. He has a lot of great techniques to help with stress we deal with our lives. And because of him, I am making these funny YouTube videos. I was never this happy, positive. I was always a happy person, positive, upbeat person, but not like I am now. Because I reached out to him, and he taught me techniques, to think about something positive, happy, that makes me smile. And every time I had I saw an accident, or I got nightmares, or something triggered my nightmares, he told me to, find a quiet place and picture what was, that thing going backwards, and keep doing it faster and faster. Okay? And when I would do it, I would picture it going faster. And you know what? I start laughing. There is another gentleman who wrote a book, and I bought his book because I wanted to learn why he went from a nobody, this average Joe like you and me who's watching this video right now, to a person who was well known in the military, and afterwards, and the reason he became well known because he changed a program around. It was a program that our men, mainly men, went through. It was only men, to go through special forces training. And program, when he went through it, had a 10% passing rate, and he was one of the 10%. Well, he changed it around, but to where it was a 90% or more. And one of the things he talked about was, through the training he went through, and what got him through was to laugh at situations. Don't let them get you down. Find the positive things in the situation. Laugh at it. And people might think, how can you laugh? Because you're not letting it get you down. That's what my friend Dion taught me. Alright? And Dion New World Order. Alright? Think about something positive. He sent me a video earlier this week, or was it last week? Can't remember, but it was a great video, and I've been promoting it. And I'm going to give you this short story of it, and I wish I had the link to it, but I don't. But it was an Indian guy. I want to say he was promoting how to look at life. Life is like a river. It has bends in it, and we don't know what's around that bend, but it keeps going, but it keeps moving forward. At times, the water's rough. Okay, it's smooth, just like life is. Right now, everybody around the world, the river's kind of bumpy, but we need each other to make each other laugh, smile, find the positive thing in life. Little things we can do to make people laugh, smile, can add up to big things. Something I learned from another therapist. People think, hey, to do something fun and happy, you gotta do something big. No. Like we're all in house, we're pretty much restricted. But when I get home, I grab my wife, grab my granddaughter, we go food shopping. I make it fun. I make the car trip fun. I'm out here on the road, living in a truck. It's probably smaller than a jail cell. And I'm making goofy videos right now while I'm sitting in a truck stop, because 2 loads that was promised by brokers got canceled because the product wasn't ready. And instead of me, and I thought about this video that my friend Dion sent me from Dion's New World Order, if I'm pronouncing it right. Dion's New Worlds, okay? That's right here. About the Indian guy. And sometimes when we come around those bends, we don't know what's going on. Sometimes things happen in our lives and we get all upset and we get depressed. And then sometimes we find out, wow, if I kept those plans and that thing didn't stop my plans, this would happen. In that story, the guy talked about a person, an average person who's struggling in life. There was 5 of them, a wife, him, and his 3 sons, living in England, if I'm correct. And he saved up because he got wind of the Titanic going to America, and he wanted to come to America. And they saved up, and he worked. A couple days before the Titanic was supposed to get on a Titanic and leave, his one son got bit by a dog. Doctor said, look, we need to quarantine you, your son. We don't know, back then they didn't know much about medicine. And his wife said, look, I'll stay behind. You take our other 2 kids and go to America and send me money, and so we can come over. He said, no, we're staying together as a family. He went down to the dock to wave to everybody, and he cried. He cried because that ticket was non-refundable. And he watched that ship leave as he cried. I think it was 5 days later, he hears in the news that was spreading like crazy how the Titanic sank and how many people lost their lives. And the moral of that story is, if his son didn't get bit by that dog, him, his wife, 3 kids would have been on that ship and they would have perished. So, when things happen in our lives, yes, it hurts, okay? But we don't know why. The universe around us did something. Back in January of 2019, I lost my job at a great company. I was home every night. I was loving it. I was spending time with my wife and all. Probably being a pain in her butt, but we were loving it. I lost that job. I went back to being an over-road truck driver. I got this great job, had my accident in February 2019, it was the end of February. The company kept me. I am very thankful for it. Here we are. January, February, March, April, maybe over a year later, we're here met this virus. Back in March, they start, middle of March. People are being laid off. Well, that company I used to work for, I'm going to guess 80% of those drivers are not working right now. I'll be home right now panicking, worrying. How am I going to feed my family? How am I going to pay my bills? And here I am now, living in a truck for up to 14 days at a time. I'm not making the money I was making before this virus, came out, because I was at a dedicated run making really good money. I will leave out every Sunday morning around 1, 2 in the morning, be home by Friday. That's a Friday afternoon. It's all day Saturday, my wonderful wife, my granddaughter. And my run that I had, I would leave every week with 12 to 16 stops, store stops. Went down to 5 every 2 weeks if I was lucky. I told my boss, send me on the road for 14 days, and he does. Yes, it stinks. But the moral of my story is, if I was still at the other company and didn't get fired, which I was really angry. I was angry for a year. The reason I'm not going to talk about why I lost that job or got fired. I brought it up, but it was something I did. But you know what? I don't regret it now because I'm working. I wish everybody was working. Because, yes, as a trucker, everybody's thanking me. But I was like, no, don't thank me. Because, you know what? I'm just a cog or a part in the motor in my big truck. There's who knows how many parts in that motor in my truck in front of me right now. And every part has a job. All right, for that motor to run. Just like everybody in the world, and there's a chain reaction. So please, folks, times are tough. Reach out to people. Please go to, check out this website if you can. He has a lot of great techniques to help you if you can't reach out to a therapist or something. All right? Try to reach out to somebody. Hey, don't hold it in. I tried to, and I went downhill quick. And I, reached out to him, Dion. He helped me out. In the past, my wife encouraged me to go to therapy, and I'm glad. I learned something from every therapist that I talked to. Some people think, I was like, I won't talk to nobody. Go, you got to do it with an open mind. You might hear some stuff from your therapist that you might not like, but don't fire back. Don't. Listen to them. Walk away from your session and think about what they said. Process it. All right? Don't get angry. Open mind. It's one thing I learned from Dion. He talks about that. Look at stuff with an open mind. Think about it. We have a tendency to jump to conclusions or say, oh, I didn't do that. Sometimes I know people have a hard time getting information across to people, and people think it's attack. But sometimes think about what they said. Seriously. Sometimes, people, I think it's nature for us to think we're being attacked. All right? And to my brothers and sisters out there in the front line, the police, fire department, EMTs, paramedics, flight nurses, the pilots for those helicopters or those airplanes flying. Hey, the doctors, the nurses, the other people in the hospital that are working. You guys see so much. Please don't be afraid to reach out for help. Doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're strong, in my opinion. You're strong. It takes a strong person to say, hey, I need help. All right? Just like a person, who might have turned to drugs, and finally they hit rock bottom. They say, hey, I need help. Can someone help me get me clean? That takes a lot of effort. Or a person who turned to alcohol to hide their demons. Finally, they said, what? I had enough of that. I had enough. I need help. If someone says that, help them, please. Help them. All right? Help them find the help they need. Or don't be afraid to say it yourself, please. You know, if it wasn't my friend Dion, you know, I don't know where I would be right now. I don't. I was going, I tried everything. I was trying aromatherapy, yoga, exercising. It wasn't helping. Sometimes we need to talk to somebody. If somebody wants to talk to you, listen. Let them get it off their chest. Give them a hug, all right? Let them cry on your shoulder. You might not be a therapist like my friend Dion is. You know, he's a licensed hypnotherapy, but he has PTSD too, and he knew to reach out to somebody eventually. But if you're not a licensed hypnotherapist or therapist, doesn't mean you can't help anybody. Just giving somebody a shoulder to cry on, listen to, give them a hug can really help. All right? I hope this message helps a lot of people, encourages people. I hope my funny videos are making you guys laugh, but please take this video serious. There's nothing wrong with getting mental help, all right? And again, I'm gonna, hold this up. Check this website out. He has some good techniques that I use in my life as a volunteer firefighter, as an over-road truck driver, as a supporting husband, a supporting poppy or grandpop, whatever people like to call, father. He has some great techniques to help us to stay normal if you can't reach out, all right, to somebody. Don't try to do it on your own, please, all right? Peace out, folks. Please reach out and get some help. And I hope I encourage somebody. Thank you.